Hey guys, it's been a while, about 3 months give or take since our last build video, and as promised I told everyone I would be making a Barbarian guide, and what better build to showcase other than the Whirlwind Barb. So before we start, as usual, this is what in my opinion is the best meta items you can play with for the build, and some may disagree. If you do have a difference of opinion, please feel free to leave it in the comments down below, and of course if you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for reminders when new videos are uploaded to the channel. I do also have other videos for other builds on the channel, and I plan on making even more, especially with the upcoming release of Diablo 2 Resurrected in September. Also, if you guys could drop a comment down below for algorithm purposes so we can reach out to more people, then that would be massive and I would be super appreciative. So without further ado, let's jump in. So as our other videos, we're going to start off with attribute distribution, into our skill tree, then onto our gear and inventory, finishing up with our mercenary setup. So this build is super viable and hardcore, especially with the endgame setup we have here. We opt to go for a full vitality / life whirlwind build, but don't worry, we'll have enough damage to handle ourselves with the opportunity to push upwards to 7,500 life. So we're going to need 77 strength to reach the requirement to equip our enigma. We're going to need 136 strength, or dexterity, sorry, for our grief phase blade requirement. And then of course, since we're going for a full vitality, we dump the rest of our points in the vitality once we meet our 2 prereqs up above. So since it's a level 99 character, we're gonna have 427 base vitality. Now let's jump into our skill tree. So let's start off with our war cries. Let's start off by taking all of our prereqs until we get to our battle orders and our war cry. The battle orders, which are used to max out for obvious reasons, but those who are new to the Diablo 2 scene, battle orders is what increases our own and our party's max mana and life pool. It also increases stamina, but that's less important. This is what helps the build jump to 5 to 7k life later on. Warcry is something that's super useful if you plan on doing battle runs, for example, because it stuns enemies. I use this after telestomping in the huge packs all the time, but to be honest, once this build has all the required items, it's practically unkillable. You can see here that I also have points invested in the shout. This is the skill that we dump the rest of our points into once we fill out our combat mastery and combat skill tree. Speaking of which, let's go take a look at the combat masteries. So as stated earlier, we're running the grief in our phase blaze, so we're maxing out our sword mastery. Now you also want to put 1 point into increased stamina, 1 point into increased speed, 1 point into iron skin, and 1 point into natural resistance. So these 4 skills are pure quality of life skills, and if you really want to cap out your resistances for peace of mind, make sure to invest more into natural resistances and sacrifice points in the shout. Because remember, the points invested into shout are purely extra points. Now let's move into our combat skills. So we're going to take all of our prereqs until we get down the whirlwind. Obviously this is the skill that we're going to max out because this is what the entire build is built around. But we're also going to put 1 point into berserk. This is to deal with those pesky little physical immunes. So this is the time you put the rest of your points that you have and dump them in the shout, or mix and match with natural resistances. Now, let's go over and take a look at our gear. So, we have 2 grief phase blades. Now, in my opinion, this is the best weapons that you can get, at least for meta purposes, right? It has the damage to demons and 20% deadly strike. Paired together, it's a 40% increase to deadly strike. We have, on our weapon swaps, 2 Heart of the Oak rune words. This is to help us teleport around. It also boosts our war cries a little bit, but it's to help us mainly to reach an FCR breakpoint for our enigma, which is also something that we're going to want. Now, the enigma for players who are new to Diablo 2. The only class in the game that has teleport built into the talent tree are sorceresses, so in order to roll another class with teleport, you must craft the enigma rune word. For our helmet, we're running a G face. I personally like this more than Ariat's because it gives us that big fat damage increase with the 15% deadly strike, 35% chance of crushing blow. I also put a 40-15 ED MD jewel in it for a bit more damage. For our necklace, this is important to note, attack speed does not affect Whirlwind. It is a worthless stat for this entire build. But We like choosing High Lords because of the +1 to all skills, the percentage of Deadly Strike based on character level, and the fat increase to lightning resistance. For our boots, we're going with Gore Riders. These are hands down the best boots that we can have for the build. They give us 15% crushing blow, 15% deadly strike, and even a 10% chance to open wounds. Ring number 1, we're running a Ravenfrost. This is primarily used for the CBF, aka the Cannot Be Frozen mod on it. It also is really nice to have the 20 flat dex and a big chunk of attack rating. The belt, I love this belt. It's the String of Years. It's a life leech belt with a 15% damage reduction built into the belt. For our secondary ring, you really want to shoot for a multi-res leech ring. This ring here is an amazing crafted dual leech ring, 15 flat strength, 20 flat dex, 65 life, and a tri-res. This would be a godly craft if it was cold resist instead of poison resist. And now the gloves, laying on hands. Now, these gloves are the best gloves that you can have. They give a massive 350% damage done to demons and 50% fire resist. You can also opt to, I think I have them in here somewhere. Here they are. You can also opt to use the Soul Drainers if you don't have your dual leech ring. Once you obtain your String of Years and your dual leech ring, replace these gloves, the Soul Drainers, for laying of hands as soon as possible. It is by far the better choice. Now, to go over our inventory. Our inventory is super expensive. This is endgame of endgame. These charms are going to be extremely hard to find. But for small charms, I have 9 fine small charms. I have 3 shimmering small charms, which gives me an extra 15 resist all. I have a perfect Hellfire 2020. I have a perfect Annie 2020-10. I have 1 shimmering grand charm to give me another 15 to all resistances. Paired with the 3 smalls, this is an extra 30 resistances. And then I have 6 sharp grand charms, which are just like the fines. They give you max damage, attack rating, and life, just in greater value, because obviously they're grand charms. So for our mercenary setup, it's pretty basic. I actually don't know where my Reapers went. I looked at all my tunes, I lost it, so ignore the infinity here. Normally for the weapon, I would use a Reaper's Toll. For the chest piece, I have Treachery, and then the helmet, Indario's Visage. And inside Indario's Visage, I have a 40-15 enhanced damage, increased attack speed jewel slammed into it. The thing you want really is attack speed to help your mercenary life leech more. That's about it. So I also wanted to go over how to use Whirlwind. And I don't know if this is how we should be using it going into Resurrected. I will be trying to test this myself with the upcoming test. For those who pre-ordered, it's all this weekend. But on Classic Diablo 2, the triangle method is something you should get used to. And what I mean by that is you quite literally Whirlwind in a triangle. Now, the reason this is so effective is because each of those 3 motions will help you hit your group and target. Sometimes with how Whirlwind is, you will Whirlwind over your target miles ahead of where you want to go. So getting the triangle pattern down will help your Whirlwind build immensely. So aside from the triangle method, you want to make sure that you're weapon swapping to your Hodos. This is what you're going to be using when you're tele stomping, but this is also what you want to buff up with, as it gives us the increased skills. So you battle command, then you go into battle orders, and then shout. So this way you're fully buffed up, and as you can see here, we have 12.2k defense, 7500 life. Swap back to our griefs. Now, with all the charms and everything that we have, we're up at 75, 52, 75, 75. Again, if you want to cap out the cold resistance, don't forget to sacrifice some points in the shout and go into natural resistances. So yeah, I will see everyone on Twitch over at Fluffy Amigo TV for the Diablo 2 Resurrected Alpha test over the weekend. Again, if you liked the video, it would mean a lot if you would like, subscribe, comment down below for algorithm purposes. I would love to get these videos out to even more people. I appreciate all of the return in subs that I have watching the videos and all of the support recently. It means a lot. I hope you all have a hell of a time in Sanctuary, and until next time.